Thank you all for inviting me to be here. Thank you to the faculty of Atlantis University, and congratulations to all of you. You are graduating into an amazing time. You picked a fascinating time to be going through school and to be figuring out all of the things that you've had to figure out over a world-changing last couple of years while you've been in school. There's a famous curse I'm sure you're all familiar with that says, "May you live in interesting times." I personally don't think that that's a curse. I think that it's the most fascinating opportunity to be in, to have such disruption and such innovation. And I think that you've lived in the last 2 to 4 years while you've been in school in probably some of the most interesting and disruptive and innovative times in the last 100 years of our civilization. And those are things that are going to serve you uniquely well as you go forward and see opportunities that your peers who graduated before and after you are not going to ever be able to reap. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what that means and how you can take advantage of it. From your perspective, while we've all been out there, trying to figure out how to navigate this world, you've been going through a process that generations before you have had a regular cycle of school. You go to class, you do all the things that everybody does on a routine basis, and all of a sudden, most of you either started school in the middle of a completely different world, or you were already in school doing a completely different world. And I'm sure that some of these things seem very small to you because they were individual details in your lives that were changing. All of a sudden, sometimes my professor's going to show up on a Zoom instead of in person. All of a sudden, all of my restaurants that I used to go to when I was growing up bring my stuff out to my car. All of a sudden, I'm on video all the time instead of just talking on the phone. Little things that to you have changed your lives. All of a sudden, you're taking classes from home, or I know it's Miami and we haven't been going from home for a long time, but it's still, you've seen a change in the patterns and opportunities in your lives. What's been happening out here in the business world is that we've all been sitting and watching and saying, all these new employees who are coming into our world, all of these new thinkers have figured out a whole bunch of different things to change the way the world exists, and they're coming out with a completely different set of expectations. Our new customers, our new employees, our new colleagues have broken all of the rules and don't even know it. So you actually are in a really unique place where we're all out here wondering, how are these people going to come into our worlds and present themselves and show us how to break rules they never took the time to learn, that you all have figured out remarkable new ways to change our lives. And it's very rare that a society goes through so many changes so fast and gives us the permission and the opportunity to take advantage of those. And I hope that you can reflect on how valuable that's going to be that you bring that into the world. We're all thinking about whether you all are going to ever come out of the metaverse. We're all wondering if you all go on and just get paid in Dogecoin. We all want to know if you're ever going to go back to restaurants and sit around, because we're being told as we read study after study that you all would rather do takeout and take it home. So we're waiting for you to show us whether you're going to come back to work in an office. I read a study yesterday that said that 14% of all jobs that are posted on LinkedIn today suggest that remote work is possible, but 50% of the job applications that are being submitted on LinkedIn say that they want to have remote work as a possibility. That's a huge mismatch and a huge piece of permission that you are all telling us that we must, as employers, and we must, as your future coworkers and colleagues, learn to figure out how to turn into opportunities instead of challenges. And I think that your ability through that to innovate and to harness disruption is going to change the world in so many positive ways, and I'm so excited for all of you for that. I think that when you think about what you need to do in your life and with your career and how you need to embrace those things, I'd like to talk to you about a few things that I wish I had known when I was your age, that I'm very happy with my life and very happy with my career, but I wish somebody had told me at the time to make sure that you understand to live the life that you want to live and the life that you're comfortable living, and not the life that your parents, or that your friends or that your mentors tell you that you need to live. You know, there are tortoises and there are hares, and they're both fantastic. But someone who likes to be methodical about their life and plan things and have certainty and have stability is not the person who's comfortable jumping around and changing things and taking risks. And so many of us do one of those two things because that's what's expected of us. Know who you are and embrace who you are and live your life according to what makes you happy and gives you pleasure, because that's what's going to give you the best life and the most success. That said, this is the best time in your life to take chances, and the chances that you feel that are comfortable for you and the things that you've always wanted to do. You're never going to be as single, not all of you are single, but you're never going to be as free, as unencumbered, as tied to homes and children and families as you are right now, to take the career risks, to take that job in California or in India, to do that startup, to try working for a nonprofit, to become a soldier, to do all of the things that you fantasize about doing now. Now is the time to do those things, but do them knowing that it's towards a path in your life, and make sure that when you go into those things, whether you love them or you don't love them, you're taking lessons from those into your future life. This is the best time in your life to take those chances. And from that, please make sure that you fail as often as possible. That's not something that you were ever supposed to do when you were in school, and I'm going to tell you it's something that I wish I had learned a long, long, long time ago. You cannot succeed if you don't fail, because you're not taking enough chances if you don't fail. Make sure that you recognize when you fail and stop doing the thing that you're doing and don't do it again, but you're not trying hard enough if you're not failing enough. And embrace that and celebrate those failures and celebrate that you took a chance in your life. And remember that that's something to be proud of. Also, remember to always ask for help. This is something that I learned way, way, way too late in my life, because I thought that asking for help was a sign of weakness, or asking for help was letting people think that maybe I didn't know something and that they shouldn't respect me. And it turns out that people actually love being asked for help, and they don't think a thing about you badly for it, except you must be so brilliant to be asking them for help. People love giving advice, and they love giving real help, and make sure that you're asking for help in things that that person can give you and things that are truly valuable for them. Not, hey, can you do my homework for me, or hey, can you do this thing for me, but I would like an introduction to such and such, or I need advice on how to do this, or can you help me get prepared for doing a job interview or think through this career move that I want to do. Ask for help a lot. People say yes all the time. And it's something that I wish I had known a long, long time ago. I ask for help all day long now. Another super important thing to know in your life and in your career, and most people don't ever tell you this until you've been working for 10 or 20 years, is yes, it's super important to know how to take lessons from your subordinates. It's really important to know how to manage up. Know how to manage your boss. You will get promotion after promotion after promotion if you know how to manage your boss. Pay attention, learn to what your boss is telling you, pay attention to what your boss's problems are, and help them solve the things that they need to say. Cynthia, I noticed that you've got a presentation you have to give tomorrow. Would you like me to make sure that you're ready for that? I think that you probably have too many things on your plate. I'd like to take some things away from you. That person is getting promoted tomorrow. Learn how to manage up with respect and with force and with confidence. It'll take you a long, long way. And I think that the last thing I want to leave you with is that many of you here are engineers. A lot of you have studied business and math and science, and that is what we all desperately need in this world. And we need you to be engineers, and we need you to be scientists, and we need you to be thinkers. But we also need you to remember that that world only blossoms when you're doing it in conjunction with people. So as comfortable as you want to be in that world, knowing how to communicate what you've learned and what you think with your team, with your staff, with the rest of the world that you want to share what you're doing with is going to make you so much more powerful. And the easiest thing to do with that is to learn how to listen really well. It's easy to want to share all of the things that you want to talk about all the time, but people hear you much better when you're listening to them first. So smile more, talk less, as Mr. Hamilton said. I wish you all tremendously successful lives, and I congratulate all of you and your parents and your friends and your teachers. Great job. Thank you so much for what you're going to give to us.